Welcome, Free Guy. Join the exclusive list of great summer 2021 films because this movie is a good time and pretty entertaining. As I was watching this film, I started to compare this movie to another film that I really, really enjoyed because the parallels were just simply too blatant to avoid. And that film is Ready Player One, which I absolutely love. For one, Free Guy and Ready Player One, the storyline and plot takes place in a virtual reality world where people in the real world, kind of log in and do their own thing and have fun in those virtual settings. So that was one pretty obvious comparison. Not only that, guys, but cameos. Cameos, guys. Because if you watched Ready Player One, you know that film has a lot of great cameos in there. A lot of familiar, video game characters that we love and adore in that film, and it made that film so memorable. To see all of our childhood video game heroes in that film. And we kind of get a bit of that in Ready Player One. No spoilers or anything, but there are some pretty surprising cameos in this film. And there's even one scene in particular in this film where we get cameo after guys, it's like a left hook, a jab, a cross. We get like a combo of cameos one after the other in one scene, which was, really, really fun. The movie theater was laughing, guys, and I really enjoyed it. This film, going off of the cameos in this film, I can see how one can say, like, hey, it was a bit cringy, which it was, guys. Some of these cameos were a bit cringy, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of makes me think of the Emoji Movie and how a lot of people are saying that the Disney directors are probably like 50-year-old men who are like, all right, guys, how can we connect with the millennials? They use a lot of emojis. I can see how parallels can be drawn to Free Guy. I'm sure the directors are like, 50-year-old men who are like, what do the millennials do on the internet? What video games do they play on the internet, guys? The millennials still love this, right? And the millennials still love that. Yeah, let's do that. My grandson loves that person. Throw them into the movie. Things like that, I'm sure definitely happen in the boardroom. So a little cringy, guys. But yeah, in terms of the dialogue for this film, pretty hilarious. There are a lot of raunchy jokes in this film, which I was pretty surprised that they were in here for a PG-13 movie. But I'm not complaining, guys, because they were pretty hilarious. I also love the dynamic between Ryan Reynolds and his best friend, Buddy, in this film, who's played by the best friend in Get Out. I forgot his name, but I will throw a picture up and you will instantly recognize and know who exactly I'm talking about. He was hilarious in this film. Love his relationship and dynamic with Ryan Reynolds on screen. And Ryan Reynolds himself does a pretty good job as Guy. And guys, I'm not I'm not joking around. His name in this film is quite literally just Guy. And if you watch the story, you know exactly how that makes sense and stuff like that. It fits well. And Ryan Reynolds did a pretty good job. Now, where I will say this movie falls kind of flat is kind of with the fact that overall, this movie has certain segments and scenes where it feels really forced, it feels really corny and a little, cliche. It really kind of takes away from this film. Those scenes that just don't deliver. It becomes really blatantly obvious. There was one scene where Ryan Reynolds was having a heartfelt, emotional conversation, with another character on screen, and I was kind of giggling to myself because it kind of was bad acting. I don't know if it was bad acting or if it was just bad dialogue and how it was written, but I think that is part of a bigger issue of this film where we have this movie tries to deliver a lot of deep, profound messages, on many different things. What is life, the meaning of life, there's love elements in here, themes of justice and freedom and autonomy. There's a lot of themes in this film and messages that this film tries to get across. However, I just feel like this movie falls flat delivering any of those promises or delivering any of those messages to the audience. It really doesn't do a good job in delivery, which makes those heartfelt moments fall really flat and you don't really feel invested into those scenes. You love the characters, don't get me wrong, guys. You obviously are absolutely invested into these characters because the characters are hilarious, guys. You're gonna love the characters in this film. I'm just talking about, in terms of the delivery of core messages and themes that the movie wants the audience to get from this film don't deliver really well, and it kind of falls flat on its face, which is disappointing, guys. It really is disappointing. But if I had to rate this film 1 out of 10, I would give Free Guy about a 6.57 out of 10, guys. It is a fun, enjoyable film, guys. You're going to love the cameos. You're gonna love the characters. You're gonna love the dialogue, guys. You're gonna be laughing in this film. I guess one little quick thing to throw in here, guys, is that the CGI is overall pretty good in this film. But they did throw some CGI on Ryan Reynolds' face, which, I mean, guys, is pretty atrocious. I was kind of surprised how bad the CGI was. It actually kind of draws comparisons to Superman CGI. I guess when whoever, I forgot his name, whoever plays Superman, they kind of had to reshoot scenes with him, but they threw some CGI on him, and it was pretty obvious that, hey, this is kind of bad CGI. We kind of have that a little bit in this film with Ryan Reynolds' character at certain scenes. But, this movie is kind of campy. This movie is really funny. It really doesn't take itself too seriously, so I don't really hold that against this film. But yeah, guys, 6.5, 7 out of 10. Free Guy. If you have seen it, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and subscribe here for more reviews in the future.